one step closer to the National Ball Hockey Championship Finals. C Division semifinal matchup. It's a rematch of the round robin. The Beverly Bullies out of Alberta and the Toronto Monsters out of Ontario. They went head-to-head in what was a very competitive matchup in day number 2. The Monsters took the contest by a large margin. I believe it was a 5-goal spread. 6-1 was the final. And now they meet once again in a win or go home situation. Starting goaltenders for tonight's game: Evan Fredette wearing number 81 for the Bullies, and it's going to be number 31, Philip Martins, in goal for the Monsters, and we are underway. Ball will get worked up out of the Monsters zone. It's a 3-on-2. Quick start here for Toronto. It'll be turned over at the blue line, and now the Bullies look to turn it up quickly and rewrite history in terms of what happened to them last game. The Bullies were in full control the last time these two teams met, but they got absolutely goalied by Martins, and now there's a quick shot on Fredette, and it'll go wide and into the corner. Picked up by the Monsters, centering attempts in front, and it'll get deflected to the top of the circle. Shooting is Donnelly. That goes wide. There's a trip in front, but no call, and will continue. Ball recovered by the Bullies, and they'll look to settle things down. Meanwhile, the Monsters will make a change, trying to get everyone to get their legs going, and the Bullies will do the same. You can expect some line matching here as the game goes on. Bullies got to get it out of their zone. They do. Watch out for a loose stick. And we'll get a whistle for icing. And the ball will go back into the Bullies zone. And on the other side, it's the Hamilton Ducks taking on the Brampton Hats off. So the winner of this game and the winner of that one will go head-to-head in the National Ball Hockey Championship Final tomorrow. There's a shot that goes wide, and Fredette had to fight that one off just in case, but he was ready for it. Ball is down in the corner and rung around the boards. The Monsters still have it. There's Donnelly with a feed to CC. Donnelly gets it back. He's got a lot of speed. That shot is blocked, but it stays in the Bullies' end. Now it's sent off the boards. A little too much juice on that one, and we'll get another whistle for icing and another face-off in the Bullies' zone. Closing in on the opening 2-minute mark of this men's C Division semifinal matchup here on rink number 3 inside the Paramount Fine Food Center in Mississauga, Ontario, the 2023 National Ball Hockey Championships. Face-off won by the Bullies. They don't have numbers going back. Look out on the bench. That one might have hit a player up there, and we'll see how things turn out in terms of who hit the ball last, and it looks like the draw will take place just outside the Monsters zone. Martins has yet to be tested. The Monsters have spent the first 2 minutes for the majority in the Bullies end. The Bullies had maybe one zone entry so far. And the Monsters coming right back into the zone. And now it'll be picked up by the Bullies. They have a man across the floor. They elect to chip it off the boards. Here's a race for it. Cross pass is open. There's a centering pass in front, and it's cleared away. There's a shot from the slot, and they just missed wide. And there's the first big chance of the game for the Bullies. They had a chance to open the scoring and couldn't quite fire it on, and give credit to Ronnie Avendon there in front of the net, doing a good job to clear that one out of harm's way as Martins was out of position. Big scoring chance there for the Bullies, but they will be denied. Face-off won by the Monsters. They'll look to work their way up quickly up the floor, and they will. It'll be played up to the Bullies' blue line, and now they're in and onside. There's a turnover, and it's played in and around the boards. There's Steele trying to center it in front, and that goes back to the top of the circle and in Bullies' possession. There's a little bit of body contact along the boards, not enough for a call, so the play continues. Play turned up into the neutral zone, and now it's a 2-on-2 going the other way, and it'll be held up in the neutral zone. Ball turned over at the top of the circle, and the Monsters will walk in. There's a shot. Nothing too concerning there as it's brushed off by Fredette now. Here comes Grant the other way. He's 1-on-4. Grant will look for an outlet pass. He finds one, and now the Bullies are in. And let's see if they can get themselves set up. Back behind the net it goes, and now it'll find its way to the lower part of the circle. There's a battle for it along the boards. And now the Bullies finally spending some time in the attacking zone. They're looking for a centering pass. They'll get it this time, loose in front, and that's batted away quickly. And now here come the Monsters going the other way. There's a weak shot on Fredette's paddle, and that'll be steered aside. That was Steele going in after it. Excuse me, that was not Steele. That was number 88. Pasquale rather. And now the Monsters will make a change as they settle things down in their own end and slowly work their way up the floor once again. They gain the line, and it'll be dumped in. No ice. Fredette comes out to play it. It'll come up to the top part of the zone, and now there's a 2-on-1 the other way. Here's a chance for the Bullies. Can they get there? Solid back check. There's a shot off the pad, and Martins makes the save. Another good, solid chance there for the Bullies, but they are denied once more. Still donuts across the board with 10:29 remaining in this opening frame in this men's C Division semifinal matchup between the Toronto Monsters out of Ontario and the Beverly Bullies out of the Ball Hockey Edmonton Association, I guess you could say, Alberta. Gotta change the name, that didn't sound right. It's gotta roll off the tongue, you know what I mean? Nice face-off win there by the Bullies. They have control once again. Big solid battle though up along the inside boards, and now it'll be chipped up and picked up, and they'll be onside, so now the Bullies have a chance. There's a shot loose in front, and they score! The Bullies open the scoring first in this semifinal game. With the game's opening goal, he gets his own rebound off of Martin's pad, and just like that, we have the game's icebreaker, or concrete chipper, because there is no ice. Jackhammer, there you go, I like that better. That was my colleague Spencer Byers giving me that great recommendation. He'll be on call with me tomorrow for some bronze medal game action on rink number 1. Bullies aren't done yet, though. Here they come the other way. A centering pass attempt does not go. And if you're just tuning in, Brady Penny of the Bullies made it 1-0 for the Bullies. There's a centering attempt in front. Shot, and it goes just wide. Bench thought it was in, though. There's a shot. No, not this time from the point. It'll be held. And now it'll be worked up by the Monsters. The Monsters are in unfamiliar territories in terms of being down. It happens rarely in games. And they'll go offside there as that was Cece and Donnelly trying to make a run for it and trying to tie this game back up quickly before the Bullies start picking up more steam.
Both semis are on this ring. Oh.
All right, face-off now going to take place in the Bully zone after that play resumed after that offside call, and now the Monsters are still onside. There's CC with the ball. He'll send it over across the floor. Pass to the bottom of the circle. There's a shot off the side of the net. That was Zarafa. Another chance, and no, he can't quite tee that one up. There's a big hit along the boards, and the ref has the call. And we'll have our first power play opportunity of the game, and it'll go in favor of the Monsters. I believe there'll be either 2 minutes for boarding or body contact call. Regardless, it's a 2-minute minor as we wait to see the signal here from the official. It is indeed 2 for boarding, and Flynn is going to go for 2 or less. Big opportunity here for the Toronto Monsters as they find themselves down 1-0 in this C Division semifinal matchup. Face off one quickly by the Bullies and quickly flipped up and a little too high there on that flip, and they'll redo it again as the ball acquainted itself with a couple of the beams, if you will, on top of the ceiling. So like I mentioned, we're gonna do it all over again. That killed off 4 seconds. Bullies will try to get another win. They've been good in the face-off dot so far in this tournament. There's another draw that was won, but it doesn't go too far out. There's Batchelor handing it off to Zarafa. Zarafa goes down low to CC. CC with a shot, and that's blocked. Donnelly is on the floor as well. There's a wraparound attempt. That's denied by Fredette. CC back with it. Zarafa goes to Donnelly, who's got a wicked shot from the point. Doesn't take it just yet, but imagine he will be shortly. Steele going back to Donnelly. Donnelly over to Zarafa. There's the shot from Donnelly, and that's off a body and back down low in the corner. Clearing attempt from the Bullies. The first one doesn't go, but the second one will. And Steele doing a good job to back check and attempt to recover the ball for his team, and he will do just that. Zarafa plays it up to CC, who's waiting there near the back end of the blue line. CC in with it. Nice stop and hold. There's a centering pass in front. There's a shot. And it hits off the stick and onto the netting, and the Monsters are lurking, trying to tie this game up. With 54 seconds left on the man advantage, Flynn is in the box, serving a 2-minute minor for boarding. Face-off won by the Bullies. Again, a solid exit for them, and now they'll send the Monsters coming back. King is on as well for this power play. This is the second unit for the Monsters, but they don't spend that much time on the floor. You can expect the number 1 unit to potentially come back on here as there's a battle up along the boards. Bullies doing a good job of keeping this one clear so far, and Martins will come out to play it back up. 25 left on the man advantage for the Monsters. They've had a few good chances, but the Bullies have been defensively sound so far. And the icing will be waved off because they had the line and they stayed onside. And the Bullies kill it off. We're back to even strength as Flynn steps out of the box. Ball goes back to the point. The goal horn prematurely goes off. There's a shot. Nice pad save by Fredette as he clears it aside. And now the Bullies have numbers going the other way. 3-on-2 stretch. What a play by Paglia to hold that one back. The Monsters are onside. Do they get a shot? No, they'll go back to King, and he'll try to send it back down low, and instead he'll take it on his own. There's a shot from King off his stick, and it goes wide. And the Bullies will send that one out. And they're just looking to make a line change here to get their lines back in order after surviving that lethal power play unit from the Toronto Monsters, and we'll get a face-off back in the Bullies zone with 6:28 left in the opening frame in this men's C semifinal matchup. Another face-off win for the Bullies. It'll be sent around the boards. Ball will be sent out and stays onside. Great job there by the Monsters defender to keep that one in, and now the battle will continue in the corner. Centering attempt, that doesn't go. Murkowski sends it back down low and behind his own net. Looking for an outlet pass, not the place you want to put it, right in the middle of the zone. There's a shot, chest on to Fredette, and he steers that one away once again. Fredette bailing his team out after that bad turnover in the slot. There's another shot, hits off his stick, and it'll go down to the corner. There's a tumble there along the boards, no call. It was more of a stumble than a trip. Now the Bullies are back in and going after Martins as he steps out of the crease to play it. There's a bump there along the boards. Murkowski going to pick it up. He does win that battle, and now he'll look to set things up. Goes back to the slot. Instead, it'll be picked up by the Monsters and flipped up the floor. Held up at the blue line. The Bullies are double teaming the Monsters attacker. There's Donnelly across for a 2-on-1 pass. Tipped on goal, but it'll go off to the side. Look out, rebound off the post. Another chance, and no, the play will be blown dead as the net comes off, and the Bullies catch a break there. As the Monsters, once again, with a dangerous scoring chance. Donnelly wide open there on the one-timer on the 2-on-1 opportunity, but fortunately for him, and fortunately for the Bullies, the net gets dislodged. Face-off win there for the Monsters. There's a shot right off the draw. And Fredette will once again bail out his team. Another face-off win. Heads up. He doesn't know where it is. It's loose. Where is it? Fredette had no clue where that was, and that somehow stays out. CC had an open cage and he could not bury it. That one might come back to haunt the Monsters later on in the game depending on how things go, but it's still very early as is under 5 to go now in the opening frame. Monsters will slowly try to work their way back up the floor. They'll send it back into their own end a little deeper. Now it'll be played in. Zarafa with it. Tries to look for, I believe CC was the open man. They couldn't find him. Zarafa's stick goes flying. It's recovered by the Bullies, and they'll send that down the ice. Look at this, on the floor rather. 2-on-1 potentially developing, but Paglia is back. And now it turned into a 2-on-2, but it's turned back up the other way. Zarafa now with it. He can really fly. Hands it over to CC. Donnelly's across. Donnelly with a shot. Misses just wide. Now it'll be picked up by the Bullies once again. There's a battle along the boards. That was Hal with it. Uchik was there as well. Pocket picked. CC's back with it, and here comes this dangerous line. There's a trip. Delayed penalty coming up. One-timer attempt doesn't go. The Bullies touch up, and luckily they do, because that one looked like it might have had goal written all over it. And the Monsters will get their second power play of the game, as the Bullies will head to the box for a minor penalty. It'll be 2 for tripping. It'll be Riley Boychuk going to the box for 2 minutes or less. 3:46 remaining, and the Monsters now calling a timeout. Maybe draw up a player just to let that top unit catch their breath and make a few changes. 1-0 for the Beverly Bullies. It was Brady Penny with the game's lone goal so far. It came on earlier in the game. And the Bullies off to a much better start than they were the last time they were up against the Monsters. Only thing is, there's still 2 full periods left to go, and you wonder how much longer can they keep this up. They have spent a lot of time in their own end. They have to start working their way back up the floor and having more quality chances and scoring opportunities on the Monsters, or else this could turn bad for them pretty quickly, because the Monsters have had the most dangerous offensive chances so far this game. The only difference maker being, though, the Bullies have one up on the scoreboard and the Monsters do not. There's a face-off win for the Monsters as they start off the power play. There's Donnelly with it. He always lethal. Here's a shot, scores! Donnelly goes far down, and we got a tied hockey game. That's Donnelly's 5th of the tournament, and it couldn't have come at a better timing. Late in the opening frame, down 1 goal on the power play, and he's had a lethal shot. He's been one to watch all tournament long, and just like that, right off the draw, he wastes no time and puts it on net. And you know what they say, it doesn't count unless it goes Bardowski, and he did just that. What a shot there by Donnelly, and look for that one as the game moves forward. You think maybe the Bullies might want to add some extra coverage right away. There's an opportunity though for the Bullies to answer right back. There's a sharp angle shot on Martins, and that's steered aside. And there's the big man of Endon, who's back on for the first time in forever. Haven't seen him since the opening 2 minutes of the game. And now he is back on, as Avendon is not the most offensive guy on the roster. He's there more to protect leads or preserve, keep the game close. So that's his role, and he will do just that, and he will much oblige. As we have a 1-1 game here with 3 minutes on the dot left to go. Here's a shot, and that one goes way wide. Good scoring chance there for the Bullies. And now the Bullies will pick it back up. Sent across. They had a good scoring chance to respond after that goal by Donnelly. And that shot that just was fired down the floor didn't really stay on the floor. It went out and hit the netting, so we'll have a draw back where it was shot from, which is right where you see everyone lined up at the neutral zone dot closest to the Bullies zone. Now the ball will be sent over the red line. The Monsters have possession. They'll flip that one somewhere, and I believe that hit off the ceiling and back down. So now we'll have a face-off, but this time it'll be at the neutral zone dot outside of the Monsters zone. Tightly contested game so far. The Monsters have had more quality chances and scoring chances compared to the Bullies, but the Bullies were able to strike first, and then it was followed up by an absolute blast from Donnelly, which was his 5th of the tournament. to tie the game up. There's a centering attempt in front. Martins can't find it. It's loose. There's a jab at it and a couple sticks afterwards. And we'll get a couple whistles. And nothing more will come of that. Just a face-off to the right of Martins. Face off one by the Bullies. There's a shot on and it's tipped in front and it'll go down to the corner. Played up now along the boards. Monsters break through without a stick. There's CC. He still has it. He kicks it forward. Oh my goodness, it almost goes in. What a play that was. Zarafa couldn't bang that one in, but what an assist that would have been. Probably the highlight assist of the tournament, maybe? Maybe. I haven't seen anything better. Ball will take a hop in the neutral zone. The Bullies will send it back down. Martins will come out to play it, and the Bullies will start a line change. Sent down the length of the floor, and CC puts himself offside, and it'll go all the way down because that's where the pass originated from. Right from the Monsters' end, so back down it goes, and they almost had that played to a T. And CC kind of knew it. You saw him step in, then step back out, but as he did that, the ball still wasn't in his possession. By the time he was back in, well, the ball was still on its way in. And that's how offside works, ladies and gentlemen. Face off one there by the Bullies, but in the possession of the Monsters. Monsters, again, they are never in a rush to exit their zone, but that's because they're so good at having guys in their positions and setting up in different spots of the floor to get that perfect outlet pass, and just like that, they've broken out. 1 minute left in the opening frame, and here's a chance for the Monsters. Sharp angle shot denied by Fredette. Look out, one-timer, and a big save by Fredette. He's down. Ball was still loose, but the official lost sight of it, and if I'm that Monsters player in the crease, I would not want to look up because there are 3 Bullies right there. And there's the intensity we've been anticipating from the get-go of this matchup. You can expect to see more of those kinds of whistles as the game goes along. These two teams with a lot of competitors on their rosters. A chance to play in the National Ball Hockey Championship final tomorrow. And this is exactly what you expected after the way things went in the round robin action. After the Bullies lost, you knew they'd come back stronger and try to get the one that matters the most in this tournament. There's another shot, and it's blocked aside. Still loose in front. Where is it? It's found, and it'll be sent down to the corner. Diving play there to get the ball out, and it doesn't. It'll stay in possession of the Monsters. Another shot tracked by Fredette, but that one was awkwardly tracked, as I think he only saw that one in the last seconds before it got to him. Nevertheless, the save was made. 20 seconds left on the clock. Centering attempt. It gets there, but good defending there. And it looked like a fire was starting there, and to put that out real quick is Fredette, as he'll cover the ball up once again. And we'll have another stoppage with a little over 10 seconds to go in this opening frame. It's ones across the board, 1-1 in period number 1. And the number 12 is back on for the Monsters, and he looks like he's ready to rush the net for a screen, and that's exactly what he's doing. There's a shot, screen in front, charging Fredette was Avendin, and he almost buried himself into the net there, he really wanting that goal, and Fredette doing a good job to stand his ground, and they'll do it all over again. So we know what the set play is for the Monsters, is rush towards the net and get that shot to go from the point. And we'll see if the Bullies pick up on what we're picking up here. This kind of feels like the end of a football game now, where the last 10 seconds take half an hour to end. Wiping the floor a little bit with a towel, a couple of slippery spots inside the crease, and now the officials will get that sorted out. And we'll try to finish the final 9.9 up on the board. And the Monsters once again are going to crash the net. There's Donnelly, a shot by Cece. That was wired wide, but that was goal marked. Another shot wide, 2 seconds left out of the clock. Another chance, and that will sail over the net. And the first 15 minutes in the books for this one. We've got a tightly contested game. It's 1-1 after 1. You're tuned in on rink number 3, men's C division semifinal action. Correction, rink number 4. Thank you for that. Men's C semifinal action in the 2023 National Ball Hockey Championships. We'll be back after this. Welcome back inside rink number 4 inside the Paramount Fine Foods Center in Mississauga, Ontario for the 2023 National Ball Hockey Championships. Got some C division semifinal action right now. The Toronto Monsters tied with the Beverly Bullies 1-1 after one. And coming up after this one on this exact pad, we'll have the second C Division semifinal matchup between the Young Stars from Ontario and the West Coast Angels. Try to guess from where they're from, British Columbia. So that one will be on at around 6 o'clock, maybe a little after 6, depending on what time this one finishes at. Right now we're on pace to finish a little after 6, so just take note of that. And now the second period is underway. A solid period from both teams, but the Monsters had more scoring chances in the first period, and Fradette stood on his head and kept this game where it's at right now. And the player went down there for the Monsters in the back corner of the floor, but is back up and with a little bit of hobble. There's a little accidental contact there from CC and the goal scorer, Brady Penny. There's Donnelly, who got a touch on that ball. He is the other goal scorer in this one for the Toronto Monsters. So it's Donnelly who has his 5th of the tournament. And Penny's goal tonight was his 3rd, I believe. Yeah, it can confirm it was his 3rd, so Donnelly's 5th. Penny's 3rd, and a couple things to look out for tonight. Andrew Cece, who is on the Toronto Monsters, is tied for 9 points, which is the lead in this division points-wise. So if he gets a point tonight, he will likely be the sole leader of that category until the next semifinal. Now there's a discussion between Stellato and the official. Steele having a discussion with Gregory, and they'll both be backed up, rightfully so. Got to give the official some room, and it's always funny too, because every time they tell the players to back up, they back up, but as soon as the ref turns their back, boom, they're right back up behind you, which is kind of funny. But I could speak from the official standpoint, because I do officiate. It is kind of annoying sometimes. The only reason why we back them up that far is so they don't clip the back of the official and we don't fall or anything like that. Safety first. That's all it is. Play resumes now. There's a centering attempt in front. There's a shot from Stellato. Does not go. Steele right back on it though. He's one of the more aggressive and rowdy players on the Monsters. He's a very good forechecker when he's out there. There's a hit along the boards, but I don't see an official with their arm up. And now the arm is up. There is a delayed penalty coming up against the Monsters. 2-on-1 opportunity. There's a shot on Martins. He steers out of side, and that'll be touched up. And it'll be a roughing call against the Monsters. Let's see who the officials are getting for this one. And it'll be number 12, Avendon, going off. Ronnie Avendon for 2 minutes or less. He'll have his team down a man for, like mentioned, 2 minutes. 13:24 left in the second period. 1-1 is the score. Big opportunity here for the Bullies. The Bullies were unsuccessful on their power play attempt, but the Monsters did strike on the power play off of Donnelly's goal, so we'll see if the Bullies can have different fortune here on this power play. Played down to the top of the circle, looking for a cross feed. They won't take it back to the point. They like to take the shot from there. They have a screen in front of Martins. No one in the crease. There's a shot. Nice block by the Monsters. Now it's loose, but nice recovery there by Grant, and to keep the play alive. Penny's wind up for the one-timer down to the circle. There's a shot from the point. Loose. Rebound in front. They score! Alex Rotundo with the go-ahead goal for the Bullies, and they strike on the power play, and the 1-goal lead is restored. That is his second of the tournament, and it comes at a very good time for the Bullies. A shot from the outside. Martins was down on his stomach. All they had to do was elevate it just a little bit, and they did just that, picking the top right corner, and the Bullies are up 2-1 here in this men's C Division semifinal matchup. Monsters, though, right back into the Bullies' end, looking to respond. That ball will roll out, and there's a battle for it in the neutral zone, won by the Monsters. And Donnelly is back on. Zarafa with it, looking for Donnelly, who's got a shot. There's a shot from Donnelly. Rebound, another shot. That was 3 looks there for Donnelly, but Fredette standing his ground and keeping that one out. Diving play for Zarafa to keep it in, and he does. Now the Bullies will look to stretch it out, and it's out. So they'll have to tag up. Stretch pass. It's a 2-on-1 the other way. Back check. 3-on-2 now. There's a shot just wide of the goal. Maybe Martin's got a piece of it. Martin's not liking what he sees one bit. Watch out for the extracurriculars after the whistle. Nothing coming out of that one. But the Bullies taking the battle to the Monsters this time, not allowing them to have a response. And the Bullies at 5-on-5 have been good in this game. It's when they're on the penalty kill that they've struggled. Meanwhile, the Bullies on the other side have converted on the power play and at even strength. Face-off win there for the Monsters. Sent up the boards. They have a cross pass. They stay onside, and now they'll set up over to the slot. That's Stellato with it. Stellato with a feed back in front of the goal, and that'll skip off the stick. Still in possession of the Monsters. They'll try to get the ball moving around into the corner. And they'll do just that. They'll dig it right back out. Still trying to find an open man, though. Maybe change the course of where the direction of the ball might be headed. There's a centering attempt in front. Fredette with a good active stick in front. Both benches wanting a call there. They won't get it. Monsters back with it down low. They'll look for a slot pass. It'll be taken away by the Bullies and flipped up to the neutral zone. Look out! There's an interference call on the play. And the Bullies will go back to the power play. And the Monsters trying to argue that one, but that's classic interference right there. That's how they write it in the rule book. If a player does not have a ball or possession of the ball or puck, any impediment of the progress of play will result in a 2-minute minor penalty for interference. No, I do not have the rule book in front of me. I just make that call myself when I officiate minor hockey. Did I memorize it? Absolutely not. Am I paraphrasing? Yes. Regardless, I am speaking facts. Big opportunity here for the Bullies to go up 2. They're ahead right now by 1. It's 2-1, and they'll go back to the power play. They were successful on their last one. Will they have the same fate here? Held up. There's a screen in front of Martins. There's a pass in front. Loose. It's up. And somehow stays out. It looked like that one was going in. And Rotundo back out there. He's the one that had the go-ahead goal for the Bullies. Rotundo now back with the ball. There's a shot off the body in front. Flipped up. And Martins will lock that one down, and we'll get another stoppage. 1:20 left on the man advantage for the Monsters. 10:26. Or man advantage for the Bullies, rather. Monsters are on the penalty kill. .10:26 left in this second period. The Bullies recently just going up by 1 goal. Like mentioned, thanks to a goal from Alex Rotundo, which was his second of the tournament, first of the game. Little jumping on the draw there, clean win for the Bullies. There's a shot from the slot, loose in front, pad stopped by Martins, and now the Monsters have a chance to clear, and they won't. It'll go back in and they'll reset. Back to the point for Flynn. Flynn will hold on to it, he'll go across, there's a screen and a battle ongoing in front rather. There's a shot from Flynn and that'll be blocked. And gloved right back down by Flynn, and now Uchik with it. Uchik going across. Gregory with the fan on the shot. There's Stellato right on him, though, to try to get that one back. Gregory's got to be careful not to take a hooking penalty there. Back down low it goes. Big body work down low as the Monsters try to get out of this without a scratch. 30 seconds left in the man advantage for the Bullies. They've spent the entirety of this power play in the Monster zone. It's off the helmet. Does it go down and in? No, it goes down and behind in the corner. And now the Monsters will get the clear. 10 seconds left on the man advantage. There's Flynn. They're onside. Pass across. There's a shot. Wired way wide. 3 seconds left. And we are back to even strength. The Monsters survive the power play unit from the Bullies. Not out of it just yet. And now to settle things down, Martins with the glove save, and we'll get a stoppage. 8:57 left in the second period. 2-1 for the Bullies. Face-off won by Rotundo. He'll get it back to the point. There's a shot. It took a while to get to the net, but it got there. A little stumble there behind the boards, and King will have a hold of it and settle things down. And the Monsters will look to get out of their end as they spent the last 2 in there. Over to Evenden. Evenden will send that one out. There's Zarafa with it. And it'll be sent on to Fradet, who will come out of the net to play it for his teammate. And that'll be sent up the boards. Chipping attempt doesn't work. King right there to pick that one off. King with the drop. Up to the point. Cross feed for Donnelly. He can't quite get the shot off. He'll deflect it towards the goal, and Fradet will get a glove on that and will get another whistle. There's a shot right off the draw, and that'll be blocked. That was CC with it, and that'll be chipped up, and now there's a race for it, but King will get to that one with ease. That was Donnelly looking for Zarafa. Now the play will go down, and Martins will come out of his net to play it. There's pressure coming for Evenden. He gets boarded, and there will be a call on that. Evenden drawing a penalty this time, and he sure knows how to get under someone's skin, and it paid off. He took a penalty earlier in the game, and now he draws one. And now this is bad news for the Bullies, good news for the Monsters as they have a chance to answer back, to go on the power play of their own. Donnelly with the power play marker in the first period. Can they do it again? And will they look for him, or will they have a different mindset going into this one? And they have Donnelly set up at the point, ready for that absolute rocket of a shot, and Stellato is his D-man for this one. Donnelly, though, the true QB of this power play unit. There's a shot there from Cece. Back to Stellato. Cece. Donnelly's there, left wide open from Ovechkin's office. And instead of a boarding call, they gave a body checking call, which tomato, except one of them is more dangerous than the other. Boarding is more when the player is far away from the boards. Body contact is when the player is, well, just hit into the boards and not from a vulnerable position. Donnelly now the quarterback of this power play with the ball. He'll try to work his way in. They do get the line, and now they'll stretch out the zone and use the majority of the floor to their advantage. Back down low. That's over to Cece. And he'll get it right back. Stellato, no shot. There's Donnelly shooting off the elbow of Fredette, and Cece will get the ball right back with 52 seconds left in the man advantage. Stellato, Donnelly, shot, scores! Donnelly with his 6th goal of the tournament, and this is deja vu. Another power play goal after a power play goal from the Bullies. The Monsters have yet to lead in this game, and the Bullies have yet to be able to lock down a lead or expand it. 2-2 in period number 2. There's a stretch pass to Zarafa. He's 1-on-3. Toe drag. Gets in. Poked away by Fredette. Another shot hits off the side of the net. Now the Bullies are trying to stretch the ball up. They will not be able to do so. Instead, there'll be a turnover in the neutral zone, and they'll be turned back in their own end. Fredette out to play it. Probably a safe bet there, as there was a lot of pressure from Santangelo coming. Ball played up the boards. An attempted cross pass does not go. That was picked up by Zarafa. Zarafa with a shot that goes just wide. Picked up once again by the Monsters with a chance to walk in. They take the shot, but it doesn't get on net. And it looks like Zarafa might have taken a stick to the mouth, maybe on a follow-through, not too sure from where. Here comes Penny. He's got a goal tonight in this one. Penny with the stick lift attempt does not go. And now here comes Paglia. Paglia's in. Ball chipped right back down and out. They won't get the zone. Look out for a hit there. It's not really of a hit. It was more of a rub out. And the Bullies will start a change here as we hit the 5-minute mark of this second period. 5 to go. 2-2 game in the men's C Division semifinal. This is semifinal number 1 rather. Semifinal number 2 coming up after this one. Here comes Bayer. Bayer holds, shoots on Martins, goes down low, almost picked the bottom left corner there, but did not go. Bullies now in control, trying to get another shot. They do, and it gets almost squeaks under the pad of Martins, but he was quick enough to get the pad down to keep this game deadlocked at 2s. We're definitely all aboard this crazy train, which has been this crazy game we've seen so far. Deadlocked at 2 apiece, 4.5 left in the second period. Bullies always one step ahead of the Monsters. The Monsters always having to play catch up, and they've been able to do just that as like mentioned, we are deadlocked at 2 goals apiece as the ball goes off the ceiling and back to the floor. And we got another stoppage, and the Bullies will make a change to their back end. Face-off moved ahead there by Stellato to the Bullies zone, but it will be picked up by the Bullies, but a heavy forecheck there by the Monsters will force a turnover. Stellato back with it, shot from the point, off the pad of Fredette. Look out! And that one had some heat as it gets shot towards the Monsters bench. Doesn't look like anybody got hit, thankfully, because no one is really... Nope, I don't see any visors on that bench at the moment, so that one would have maybe taken out a few teeth or added some color to under the eyeball. Face-off one there, right back to Fredette. Look out, he had his stick down though, so all is good there. Monsters played across, CC is back on. Shaquille is there, Donnelly from his office shooting, and he just missed off the mark there. That's his sweet spot. Here it comes again, shoots, and that is sent off. There's a stick that clipped the player in the face. That's CC that's down and out of the play right now. Shaquille holding the line for the Monsters. There's a shot, and that one goes nowhere near the goal. It'll be back into the corner as the pace picks up here in the dying minutes of this second period. There's a shot from long range, doesn't go. Another shot, and it'll just be dumped back in. CC seems to be okay after what looked like he got clipped in the face. There's a centering attempt, and that goes through a few feet. Shaquille with the fake shot. And now they'll settle it down. No, never mind. He sends it right on, and it'll be blocked. And now an attempt for the Bullies to clear. You'd think they might have tried to go for a change. They spent a little bit of time in their own end there. And instead it'll be Batchelor with it. Batchelor, cross feed. Donnelly looking for the hat trick. Fans on the shot. Couldn't quite pull the trigger. Back to Shaquille. Looking for options. He's taking his time. The play has slowed down now. There's a shot from Donnelly. And it goes wide, and it'll find Stellato. Shaquille wants it at the point. Stellato kept and fired and off the mark. Back across to Stellato. He has another chance. Doesn't go. Donnelly keeps it in, and now the Bullies will get possession, and they'll flip it out. And they had to get that one out and away from trouble. And by doing so, they will ice the ball down, and we'll get another face-off inside the Bullies zone with 2:27 left to go. 2s across the board here in semifinal number 1 in the C division. Face-off win there for the Monsters. There's a foot race for it along the boards, and the Bullies will win that one. Got to get it out of their end. Now it's turned into a physical battle, and the Bullies bullied their way out of that one. Now it'll be held up, and they'll gain the zone. Penny wants it. Brady Penny has a goal tonight. Behind the net now. Look out, Avendon's on the hunt for a defensive chance. There's a shot, blocked in front. Penny with the tap in. Penny scores! Penny scores! And the deadlock is broken once again. Penny has a nose for the goal tonight. Ball floating up in the air off of Martin's pad. He gets the stick up, keeps it under the bar and under control, and taps that one in. And the Bullies have the lead once again. Now looking for another one. The Bullies have not been able to go up by 2 in this game. It's always been back and forth. Once again, the Monsters now one step behind the ball so far tonight. And they will ice that one, and we'll get a whistle and a face-off back in the Monsters zone. And now, after that icing call, the Toronto Monsters elect to call a timeout. You tuned in live from rink number 4 inside the Paramount Fine Food Center in Mississauga, Ontario. Men's C Division semifinal game number 1. Coming up after this one will be semifinal number 2. It'll be the Young Stars out from Ontario taking on the West Coast Angels from British Columbia. Second and third place matchup. This one here is first against fourth. The Toronto Monsters finishing first in their division, and the Beverly Bullies finishing fourth. But right now, it looks like it's the other way around. All right, back from the timeout. Minute and a half left to go in this second period, and pretty sure that wasn't part of the plan they drew up, but nevertheless, it'll be another face-off inside the Monsters zone. Monsters have been very good at responding after a Bullies goal, so you got to think that there might be one coming soon. The only difference is they haven't been able to score 5-on-5 so far in this game. Grant will get the ball back behind the Monsters' goal. He'll look for an option. Looks towards the middle. Didn't like what he saw. Tried to send it that way this time, but it didn't work, and now it'll go to the corner. Monsters have a chance to clear. Donnelly does just that. Sends it up to CC. Now the top line for the Monsters is out there. There's a shot. That goes up and wide. Played back to center. Nice kick pass there from the Bullies, and here comes a pass across back behind the Monsters goal, and now they'll set up shop trying to get maybe one more here before the end of the second period. That's Grant back behind the goal, centered in front, and that one came close to a 2-goal lead for the Bullies. 30 seconds left in the second period. There was CC after it. Couldn't get anything going, and now it's back in the Monsters territory. Bullies have it. There's a stumble there. No tripping call coming up. There's a tie up there between Zarafa, and that's going to draw a crowd, and Zarafa putting a little emphasis on that fall, but he was going to get the call regardless. So now the Bullies will head to the box, and the Monsters will likely have a power play at the end of this period, and it'll carry over into the third. And it's a roughing call. Against Daniel Spadafora. If you would have left him alone, there might not have been a call at all, but now this is what we were talking about. A power play opportunity, and you know exactly who's going to get the ball now for the Monsters. It'll be Donnelly, who has 2 on the night, going for the hat trick. And now it seems like they need an explanation on what a roughing call might be, as Flynn is having a lengthy discussion with the official. And he'll hear no more, and the face-off will take place inside the Bullies zone. And now can they survive this final 18 seconds as they head to the penalty kill? Or can the Monsters tie it before the clock runs out on them? If they can't, that's okay, because they'll have plenty of time on the power play once the third period begins. Face-off win there by the Bullies. The ball was blocked on the exit, and now it's rolling towards center, and it's stopped by Donnelly, who sends it back in deep for Cece. Cece looking back for Donnelly. They have more coverage this time on Donnelly, but this time they send it on net and they score. Cece threw that one on goal, and it was deflected in front. I believe it was Belcher. Belcher with the tap in, and it's a tie game once again with 4 seconds left on the clock. If you're the Bullies, you do not want to keep going back in the penalty box because clearly the penalty kill is just not working for them tonight. So that's the key to the game now for the Bullies. Stay out of the box. Do not give the Monsters a power play opportunity. Take them at 5-on-5 because that's when they are at their best so far. And once again, though, the Monsters having to claw back into this one have yet to have a lead. And the Beverly Bullies have yet to keep one. Heading into period number 3, it's threes across the board. Live from rink number 4 inside the Paramount Fine Food Center in Mississauga, Ontario, the 2023 National Ball Hockey Championship returns in a few moments. All set for period number 3. I would say third and final period, but we don't know that just yet, as there are overtime implications in this semifinal game in the men's C division. Game 1, or semifinal 1 rather, between the Beverly Bullies and Toronto Monsters. Back and forth action. The Bullies strike first, and the Monsters have been striking right back. All 3 goals from the Monsters coming via the power play. And we'll see here if things could change. Maybe the narrative changes, but if we've learned anything from the previous 2 periods, this one might end in a deadlock. And there's a chance early on by the Monsters. Bullies trying to work the ball up. The Bullies finished 4th in the division. Monsters finished 1st. There's a shot on Martins, and he gets tested here 30 seconds into this 3rd period. He will take the first test and pass with flying colors as he gets a whistle for his team. And both teams We'll make a line change. Face-off one there by the Monsters. Played around the boards. Flynn will be able to get to it. We start this third period with a 5-on-5 because the Monsters did not need a power play, as they were able to strike with 4 seconds left in the second to tie this one up at 3. Now there's a stretch pass. There's Batchelor trying to take it on net goal, and it won't work. Or Belcher, rather. Back down low. Sent up high, Paglia spins, fires, tipped wide. That one had a chance. If only it would have been redirected a little bit more to the left. Now it'll be sent up the floor. Not enough for icing. Uchik is in pursuit of Paglia. Both teams once again making a change. And now the top line for the Monsters comes on, which is Donnelly, Zarafa, and Cece. Donnelly has 2 in this one. Here comes Cece breaking in. Tripped up, no call, as it's sent on to Fredette, and we'll get a stoppage. Thought maybe there could have been one there, as he was clipped to the ankles and sent down to the floor. But you have to think the whistles might be put away a little bit here in this third period, as the officials want to have no dictation whatsoever in how this one ends. Ball will be sent down the floor. Is it enough for icing? And it will be. So we'll do it all over again in the Bullies zone. Closing in on the first 2 minutes of this third period. Zarafa there trying to win the draw. He does. It's back to Cece, who's got a good shot. Donnelly with the wind-up. Had that one teed up, and it hit off a leg on the way to the goal. So another face-off inside the Bullies zone. Donnelly on hat-trick watch after having 2 power play markers so far this game. Face-off won by the Bullies, but not enough to get it out. Sent back in towards the goal. Doesn't work. Donnelly quickly there to recover. You know he wants to shoot that, but instead he'll pass it off to Paglia. Paglia fires, and it goes wide, and it'll be recovered by the Bullies, who have yet to get it out, and now they will. Did that go clean out, or did that deflect? The officials aren't walking towards the penalty box, so it was deflected out. From here, it looked like it had the potential to be a delay of game call, but it will not be. Face-off one, right to Cece, shooting! And it goes up and out of play, but not before deflecting off the player. So we do it again. Face-off win there by the Bullies, and now they finally have a chance to get out. They'll hold, dump it in on the far corner. Martin's coming out to play it. He sends it right towards Grant, who tried to center it in front, but nobody was home. Now here comes Cece. He's got Donnelly across, but it's a 2-on-3. There's a shot from Cece, and They're calling for Fradette to play it, and he does. Now they'll stretch the play out. It'll be sent to the neutral zone and picked up by Stellato. Stellato walks in, breaks free, passes across, shooting, Donnelly, hat-trick goal! Carter Donnelly with the hat-trick, and the Monsters have their first lead of the ball hockey game with 12:11 left in the third period. It's 4-3. For the first time in this game, the Toronto Monsters have the lead, and Carter Donnelly completes the hat trick. And we'll get an icing call here. And give credit to Michael Stellato there, who rushed in, threw the ball on to Fradette. Rebound came out loose, and Donnelly, who's proven numerous times throughout this tournament that he has a nose for the goal. They get an even strength goal, and that is Donnelly's third of the game. And he is on a roll. He has come to play here in this semifinal game. King sending it deep into the Bullies zone. There's the hat-trick goal scorer, Donnelly there, trying to keep that one in. Couldn't get to it on time. It'll go back to King now, who's at his blue line. Sent down, and that's tipped by Boychuk, or at least it seemed like it was. And obviously it might not have been if both officials called for icing. And we'll get a face-off in the Monsters' end, and now we'll see if the Bullies can respond as they are down for the first time in this semifinal game. Zarafa will get waved out of the draw there, not too happy with it, but he was way over. Look at him again trying to go. He's got to be careful now. Doesn't want to get called for delay of game. A stick catches a player in the face off the draw, and now the net is dislodged. Might have been a play there as a Monsters player was hit in the face right off the draw. We'll take a look to see who that was, and there might be a bit of blood there. It's Daniel Rocky who got clipped, and now a couple of Monsters fans voicing their displeasure here inside the Paramount Fine Food Center, rink number 4, here in beautiful Mississauga, Ontario. .11:18 left in the third, and Zarafa will win the draw for the Monsters. And now the Monsters get it out of their own zone quickly. Now they have a 2-on-1. There's a shot, screen in front, head down, rebound goes off to the side. Flynn going to recover, and there's a heavy forecheck there on him, so he's gonna have to be quick. He was quick, but not quick enough. Now there's a shot from King, and that'll be blocked. King goes still with it. Back down low. There's a shot from Belcher. And that'll go wide into the corner. There's a centering attempt. It does not go. It'll go back to King. And off a stick. No, according to the official, it hit nothing. It was a clean exit, so the face-off will come out of the Bullies zone. Bachelor will take the draw against that was Rotundo, and Rotundo won that cleanly. That will be sent down, no ice. Obviously, it's all floor. Centering attempt there out of the corner does not go. I believe that was Spatafor trying to work it out. Ball stays in, and now there's a 2-on-2 situation. Good back check there. It'll be sent towards the goal, but it won't get there. It'll stay into the corner. Sent across. There's a one-timer opportunity. Goes wide. Another shot. They score from the back of the goal, and the Bullies ties this game up. It is 4-4 with 10 and a bit to go in this third period. Alex Rotundo with a shot from behind the goal line. And that's called ball luck right there, folks, as it beats Martins from behind the net. And stop me if you've heard this before, but we are tied. Ball is sent down the Monsters zone, and now there's a battle for it along the boards, and now it's all about who can stay disciplined, because both teams have proven that they can score on the power play. There's a stick, and it stays low. It's not called. There's Stellato, who set up the fourth goal for the Monsters, and now the Monsters respond. It's Cece, who is now the tournament leader in points with that one. And just like that, the Toronto Monsters are leading once again. What a response! And the crowd is fired up here inside rink number 4, inside the Paramount Fine Food Center in Mississauga, as the Monsters wasted no time to regain that lead. And you have to think that one's got to sting a little for the Bullies. They thought they were back in it, and now they have to play catch up once more. And they're not off to a bad start, trying to get right back into this game with a shot on Martins. And Martins makes the stop. 9:13 left in the third period. It's 5-4 for the Monsters. Cece now the tournament points leader in this division here in semifinal number 1. Once again, a reminder, the Young Stars against the West Coast Angels coming up after this one. This will be semifinal number 2 in the men's C division. A chance to book their ticket to the National Ball Hockey Championship final. And here comes Steele with a shot. That'll be tipped out of play. So we'll get a face-off inside the Bullies zone. Face-off won by the Monsters. A quick shot towards Fradette, and that goes to the corner. Battle there with Murkowski and Paglia. Paglia wins that battle, and he's in 1-on-3. Gets a shot off, blocked by Flynn. And there's going to be a penalty on the play here. And the Bullies touch up. Steele was hauled down, and now there will be a power play opportunity for the Monsters, and it's a big one. No team has yet to take a 2-goal lead here in this semifinal game. Is this the time where we will see that? 8:32 left in this semifinal game. A little bit of a different look here for this power play unit for the Monsters. And a good start to the penalty kill for the Bullies as they send that one down. The Monsters sending Cece, Steele, Batchelor, Donnelly at the point, and Stellato. Donnelly with a little flip in for Steele, who's got some wheels under him. Steele looking to center, waiting, finds Cece. Cece shoots, blocked. There's a shot from Stellato, gets through, they score! For the first time in this game, we have a 2-goal lead, and it belongs to the Toronto Monsters after that booming shot from Stellato, and it's 6-4. And we've said this earlier in the broadcast, after a few goals were scored and the Monsters battled back a few times, you do not want to go back to the box if you're the Bullies. The power play is too dangerous for the Monsters, and we just saw that here once again, as the Monsters are now up 2 thanks to a rocket from Stellato. A 2-on-1 developing here. There's a shot! Deflected out of play. And we'll get a face-off inside the Monsters zone, and now the Bullies are going to need a quick one here if they want to have a chance to tie this one up and maybe send this into an extra frame. But right now it looks like the Monsters are in full control. But the Bullies not going away just yet. Face-off one there by the Monsters and sent the length of the floor, and that's good enough for icing, so we'll do it again in the Monsters zone. Here come the Monsters back up the floor. It's CC, and he's got Donnelly across. There's a pass. Donnelly looking for his 4th of the game. Doesn't go. Loose in front. Flynn's having trouble with it. Now he settles it down, and the Bullies will come back the other way. 3-on-2 now developing. Can they get back within 1? Ball will flutter down low into the corner, so that won't happen. They'll go back down to the point. It'll get there. CC giving up on the back check. There's a shot in front. Flair goes down, and there is a penalty coming up on the play. And it'll go against the Monsters. I believe it'll be 2 for a cross check, or 4 rather, for a cross check, because it's a stick infraction. No, instead it's an unsportsmanlike conduct. Interesting. So the Bullies have proven to be good on the power play. We'll see here if they can replicate that. And once again, Ronnie Avendon, his second penalty of the game. He goes for unsportsmanlike this time. And Fredette was going to the bench. It looked like he might have wanted a drink of water or he wanted something. They weren't pulling him. That would have been a little too early. But now the Bullies go back to the man advantage and have a chance to come back within one. Can they do it? Back to the point. There it's spread out. They'll look for a two-man screen in front of the net. Over to Rotundo. Rotundo has a goal from behind the goal line tonight. Over to Rotundo again. Back to the point. Shot! Loose in front. Rotundo thought of shooting, but he knew that the defense would get back quickly. So now it goes back to the point. Spatafora holds. Rotundo, top of the circle. Doesn't like what he sees. He'll readjust his point of view. Takes the shot. No, he fakes it. Goes back to the other top of the circle. Going back for Rotundo, but there's a miscue there. Here comes Zarafa. Zarafa can't get there on time. Now it's Spatafora with it. He doesn't like this situation. He'll move it up. Give and go. Spatafora with a shot. Rebound in front. It's loose. Who's getting to it first? Good block there by the defender. Send it in front. It's up and loose. Who's going to get to it first? It'll be the Bullies. Look out. There's a hit there. No call on play. And the intensity picks up. Got to be careful here because these calls are going to matter as the time winds down. 5:34 left to go. Under a minute to go on the man advantage for the Monsters. Man advantage for the Bullies, rather. Monsters on the penalty kill. That was Brady Penny looking for a centering attempt. Oh, and look at that. He's gone. Penny is going to get the gate for slashing the official on the way out. And you can't do that. That is, what a time to do that. What a game to do that. Penny was having such a good game for the Bullies with a drive-by slash on the official, and he is going to hit the showers. His night is over. Awful penalty to take here. So now someone will have to go to the box and serve, and the crowd having the same reaction as, well, pretty much everyone else on the floor, in shock. As Penny has not been known to be that kind of player throughout this tournament. His emotions got the best of him, and what was initially going to be a double minor penalty now has turned into a 5-minute major and a game misconduct. But it's not really a game misconduct. It's going to be ruled under a match penalty, which is a 5-minute penalty that goes up on the board. He was initially getting a double minor. Now it's a 9-minute penalty. And the Bullies were right there. They are down 2 with plenty of time left in the game. 27 seconds left to work with on a power play, and then all of a sudden, they just, well, Penny ripping that one away from his teammates because the power play has been spot on for the Monsters in this one. In 15 seconds, the Monsters will be on the man advantage for the remainder of this game unless they take another penalty. But the Monsters at this point, if they're smart, which they've proven they have the hockey IQ to go far in this tournament, they are not taking another penalty in this one. At least they shouldn't. So now the man advantage begins. It will be in effect for the remainder of the game. If the Bullies want to pull their goalie, they can, but it'll only give them a 5-on-5 as they are down a man for the remainder of the third period. Brady Penny who had picked himself up a double minor and a match penalty for physical abuse of an official, which is a minimum automatic 5-game suspension under the CBHA. Donnelly, who's got 3 on the night and a couple extra apples to go along with it, sends it back to Steele. Steele will look for a shot. Instead, he'll pass it over. I believe that might be CC down low. It indeed is. CC going back to Stellato, who also has a goal tonight. Sending it across. Steele with the one-timer. Blocked aside by Fredette. Stellato now with a shot. Goes just wide. And now it'll be cleared out. So the initial call, we just heard the official announcement. Brady Penny gets a double minor for slashing, which was the initial call. And then to top it all off, going to the box for what he was initially going to the box for, slashes the official and gets a match penalty and is done for the night. And that's why we are where we are now. 6:48 left in this game. The Bullies down 2 in semifinal number 1. The winner will advance to the National Ball Hockey Championship final and take on either the Young Stars from Ontario or the West Coast Angels out of British Columbia. What a turn of events. Alex Rotundo, who has a goal in this game, is taking the draw against Zarafa, who's been good. And he's going to get waved out of the face-off dot again. The last time he got waved out was in the exact same spot. They're not liking it, so Stellato will step in. And he'll lose that one to Rotundo. Boychuk across for Flynn. Takes a shot tipped just wide. 5-on-4 for the Monsters, but they're hemmed in their own zone right now. Battle along the boards in the corner. Just trying to run down as much time off the clock as they can. The Monsters might be likely going to pull off the win here unless they score a two shorthanded goals, but that will be the dagger. Andrew Ceci putting his team up 3. And the Beverly Bullies tournament will come to an end once the time winds down off the clock. And the penalty will remain since it was a major. So it is still 5-on-4 for the remainder of this game. The official call is a match penalty for physical harassment of the official. Penny was getting a delayed penalty for slashing. He was going to go sit for 4. And then on his way, not really on his way to the box, just kind of walking along the boards, slashes one of the officials on the leg and then proceeds to exit right off the floor and picked himself up a minimum 5-game suspension with that penalty. And if you haven't heard or haven't seen it and you're just getting back to your screen now, Andrew Cece with the empty net goal to give the Monsters a 3-point lead, and likely the final nail on the coffin for the Beverly Bullies. Under 90 seconds left in the third, and what will be the final period. Monsters have control of the ball in their own zone. They're not really in any rush to get it out. Evenden with the pass up to Rocky, and now he holds. That'll be played in on Fredette, who will swat that one aside to the corner. And we are down to the final minute of semifinal number 1 in the men's C division. And the Monsters bench can finally breathe a little easier as they have punched their ticket to the National Ball Hockey Championship gold medal game. 35 left on the clock, and it looks like the Monsters are just going to try to wrap this one up. And a little bit of words being exchanged at the middle of the floor. 20 seconds now, and it looks like they'll end it. And the Bullies still trying to battle it out. Evenden, not a guy you want to go after, and not exactly what you want to be doing here. And the Bullies losing their cool, and it looks like, are they going to call this one, or well, it looks like the Bullies want no more part of this one, so they're not sure if they will, and yeah, they will run it down. And the Toronto Monsters are off to the National Ball Hockey Championship gold medal game. And they will either face the Young Stars from Ontario or the West Coast Angels out of British Columbia. So will it be a battle of Ontario for the gold medal game? Or will it be the East versus the West? Find out next here on rink number 4. Inside the Paramount Fine Foods Center in Mississauga, Ontario. Game 2, semifinal number 2, coming up next from the National Ball Hockey Championship.